So what's happening? What's going on, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. We're gonna have to have a discussion about some things that, in my opinion, are quite disturbing. The media, not the media in a sense of, um, in a sense of, the media has mind control. Actually, the opposite. At what age are you too old to believe everything that goes on in the media? That's my question. Because a lot of y'all are tripping. You know, okay, if you're a kid and you watching cartoons and you watching movies and shows, you actually might believe the make believe. That's actually programming you to go, okay, oh, this is how life works. That's why kids believe they can have superpowers. Oh, I can believe I can fly one day and one day my power's gonna kick in. Yeah, okay, that's nice. That's because kids believe the media. But when you become an adult, and we have to have this conversation with you as an adult that you were influenced by the media and the media depiction, I'm like, no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You can't be over 25 years old, and there's certain things that the media does not control. You can't tell me, and what I mean by the media, I mean television, I mean music, I mean social media, you know, um, YouTube, yeah, all these platforms, you know, you got to cut it out. You got to cut it out. Like real talk, you got to cut it out because now we got people doing the dumbest stuff, blaming it on what they see. So let me explain something to you. Um, when I was younger, I lived in rough neighborhoods, right? And we used to listen to a lot of quote unquote gangster rap. And people actually believed that because kids listen to gangster rap, they decided to pick up a gun and go do gangster stuff. And I'm sitting there like, no. Were they kids who you could say did something like that? Yeah, I'm sure they were, but let's be honest about this. Kids got into the street life because they were lazy, they didn't want to work, or they were too young to work, uh, and they wanted money. Their family might not have had money or might have been poor. And if they came from a good family whose family wasn't poor, their family was not gonna give them things that they didn't that they because they wanted it. So they went to the streets to get stuff that they wanted. You know, say it again, Emmanuel. Like this becomes a problem. You got people because of the media, they believe all of these tropes about other groups and other races because I watched it on TV. I heard it in the song. Listen, man, let me explain something to you. You using rap as a reference. If you're an adult and you're not black and you're approaching adults who are black as they're following a rapper and you wonder why somebody might smack you in your mouth, that's because you stupid. Well, the rappers do it all the time. Oh, okay. Okay. You know, white people shoot people indiscriminately all the time in movies and just walk off like ain't nothing happened. So I should just have a bulletproof vest on and a gun on deck because I don't know. You might feel like you James Bond. You might have a weapon of mass destruction that you just made. You might be a serial killer, but then all of a sudden common sense kicks in. Well, that sounds stupid. Yeah, it does. That's because you are stupid. You know, common sense stuff. I was hearing ladies talk about women grown women are affected by the media. The media. Women are out here acting this way and over sexualizing themselves because of the media. Because of the media? Because so you mean to tell me you got grown women out here, you know, busting it wide open on social media because of the media? Like what age are they at when it's like, yo, you too old to be twerking because you see younger girls twerking or you see girls twerking in videos. Well, all of a sudden it's the media? No, that's how you act. You got influence to get in front of a camera and shake your butt. That was your influence. You know, you was trying to keep up with the times. Like that's what we're trying to say. I'm not buying it. Common sense could tell you, it doesn't make sense. But let people tell you, let other people talk, and they'll be like, yeah, man, it's the reason why, because we've been sold this and told this. And my issue is when you hit a certain age, when do you stop believing it? When do you not, when you say, you know what, that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Yeah, I saw the news. That's a lie. That's not what happened. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick lesson, right? Sorry, my head itching. I'm tripping. So, true story, right? And I gotta preface it by saying true story because there's a lot of lies that go on online. So when I was in high school, I had a physics teacher um, from, I want to say, Croatia. I want to say Mr. Kovacic. I remember his name, Mr. Kovacic. Cool guy. Um, and we used to have this. The students would have this the students news. So they have like a news channel for all the students in the area. I guess there's a nationwide channel, a regional channel that all the schools would play news for the students in the beginning of the school, like first or second period. So something was going on at the time. I think it was Croatia. I want to say it's Croatia because Sports Reference, Drazen Petrovic is from Croatia, and my cousin was a fan, which made me a fan. So I believe it was Croatia. That's why I believe the teacher was Croatian, and something was going on in Croatia at the time. So the interviewers are talking to the people in Croatia, and the people that are interviewing them, they're responding in their native tongue, their native language. And my teacher's listening, and then the teenagers that are the newscasters say, yeah, and the people said this, and this. And my teacher turned to the class and he says, no, they didn't. That is not what they said. They said this, and this. That's what they said. And we looking like, and we paused. And it wasn't the first time we saw the news before, and we saw somebody say or do something that was off. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, this is a problem. You know. So now I'm like, okay, y'all full of it to the point that y'all are peddling this to kids. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So fast forward, that was my first introduction to that. I was probably about 15 years old. And as I got older and older, I'm like, I lived in different places. So when I lived in different places, people are trying to tell me how a place is that they've never lived in, as if they've been there because what? The media told them it was like that. So ironically, I have a story that went back a little bit further than that. I was in 8th grade. I was in Chicago. I was in 8th grade. Anybody who's ever been to Chicago Lake Michigan. It has the Odyssey, which is as a big white yacht that goes around Lake Michigan. People go into. If anybody's seen the R. Kelly video, "Step in the Name of Love," there was all on that boat. That was the Odyssey, or one of them, because it's multiple boats. There's a restaurant on the boat. So because I was born in New Orleans, I'm on a boat. They got a menu on a boat, and we're ordering, and I see gumbo on the menu on the boat. And I'm like, I'm in eighth grade, like, oh, we got gumbo? Oh, y'all got gumbo? It's on. So I ordered the gumbo. They bring me out the plate, and I'm looking at the plate, and I'm like, what is this? This is real Louisiana authentic gumbo. And I look at the waitress. I said, wait, this ain't gumbo. And she's like, how are you gonna say this is gumbo? This is authentic Louisiana gumbo. And I said, ma'am, I'm from New Orleans. She just grabbed the plate with the bowl, walked back to the kitchen, said, order something else. Because I know the difference. You can't sell me that because I know the difference. And the media made somebody believe, oh, this is how the gumbo is, because in Chicago, it's authentic gumbo because you ain't been in New Orleans. Same thing with Chicago style pizza. Like when I came back down south, this is Chicago style. Like, no, it's not, bro. If anybody who's ever been to Chicago, Chicago has pizza. Most time people don't buy the people buy thin slices. So the thin crust is in squares. You know what I'm saying? That's the pizza that most people buy in Chicago, not the big slices. Now the stuffed pizza is like this freaking thick. That's a Chicago thing. But most people don't eat stuffed pizza because it's just too heavy. But let you go tell it I can move to another city and say this is Chicago style by just slicing it a certain way. And it's like, bro, that's not Chicago. Like, what are you talking about? So, but you believe it because, I can lie to you in a different city. Thus, this media thing I'm talking about. I can lie to y'all. You can be lied to. And when people say they travel, they went this place and they went that place and they need this and they need that, and they've seen this and they've seen that, then you got to ask yourself, well, if you were so traveled, how come you have common sense to know when you're getting played? Because now all of a sudden, the media got you believing something. If I go to Chicago, I'm going to get shot. No, you're not. No, you're not. I mean, here's the interesting thing about crime in cities, right? People don't want to visit a city because of crime, and these are all tourist cities. How often do you hear of tourists getting shot? How often do you hear tourists getting killed? You don't. That's an anomaly. That's a rare occurrence. You know, I've heard of tourists getting robbed, but killed. People, I'm going to go to the hood and to see if I'm going to get shot. Are you really? Are you really? Because the media says it's so violent. Where's your hotel? Nowhere near the violence. Same thing as when people play this game of, I'm gonna use my passport. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to the Dominican Republic. I'm going to Haiti. And I'm like, I'm going to Brazil. Notice how you can go outside the country because the media told you, even though the media told you these were dangerous countries, you can go outside the country and be a tourist in another country where you don't even speak the language. And they'll tell you, hey, stay right here, you'll be just fine. I'm going to Mexico. Stay right here, you'll be just fine. But you don't have the common sense to say it's the same process in the country that you live in the United States of America, because of the media. Now, I remember the political debate, right? It's interesting because, and using this as a reference, I'm sitting down, I was at a coworker retired. We having a dinner for this coworker. Another coworker's there with her husband. And her husband is trying to tell me all this stuff about Chicago. This is when Obama was in office. It's the Chicago and Chicago. And I looked at him like, you ever lived in Chicago? No. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he's, yeah, it's like this. I'm like, bro, I lived in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. All of those things you're saying is not accurate. That's just something they say on the news. The news is in New York that you're watching that's talking about Chicago. They have no freaking idea what's going there on there. But it's the news, and they told me that. So then he go on this right wing Fox News rant, and I'm looking at him like, bro, do you know how crime works in Chicago? Do you know who's at the top of the food chain in crime in Chicago? No, you do not. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. You don't know. Do you know the police corruption in Chicago? Do you know that? No, it's just that all he knows is it was shootings and there had to be black people that was shooting everybody, and that's it. I'm like, bro, you stupid. It was 55 shootings in Chicago, and over the weekend, and nobody got caught. I was like, yeah, there was 55 people got shot in Chicago over the weekend, and nobody got caught, which means that wasn't black people shooting at black people. It's like, what? What? Yeah. When black people shoot at black people, they find a black person to put in jail. When non-black people shoot at black people, it's just a bunch of black people that get shot and they don't know who did it. So it's like, oh, yeah, what are you talking about? It's like, simple, man. It's real simple. I remember being on a panel, shout out to BGS. There was a young guy on a panel, Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. And I was like, bro, Chicago isn't the most violent city in America. It's not even in the top 20. And he was like, what? Yes, it is because of the news. It's like, why don't you look it up? Since you so look it up. And at the time, Chicago was like 27 or something like that. And this was a few years ago. But it had to be. And then he's reading it for himself because there's an article about the United States' most dangerous cities. And the vast majority of these cities are cities that people don't think about. They just don't think about it. They didn't know that Providence, Rhode Island was a violent city. They didn't know that the border cities between America and Mexico were violent cities. It never crossed their mind, that places like Kentucky and Alabama and Arkansas could be violent places, or West Virginia. They just never. It's like, I've never heard of this town before. Yeah, exactly, because you were listening to a media narrative without research. You too old to just believe what people tell you. Why am I saying you too old to believe what people tell you? Because ironically, if somebody tells you something and they're not of an age that you respect, they're not of a race that you respect, or they're not the gender that you respect, and they're telling you something that's the God's honest truth, you won't believe them because of the media. And then you turn right around. Oh, they were right. Those people were lying. You think? The media lied to me. You think? It's not that difficult. It's really not that difficult to comprehend. And a lot of y'all, I question like your intelligence at times, because I'm like, so you believe the media when it fits your narrative and you disbelieve the media when it doesn't fit your narrative. So you have it and half out when it's convenient. So how old are you going to be? You're too old to be controlled by the media. And the other thing about the news, like the political thing, me and my aunt used to get into this, because my aunt's on, she's on the left or whatever. And every time CNN will say something, or somebody black would say something that was quote unquote woke, I'd be like, how these people get you riled up like this? Because I promise you, in 3 to 6 months, they're going to say the complete opposite. The complete opposite. And when they say the complete opposite, then what? Then you're going to be mad on the other side of the spectrum. What's happening, Dion? Like, you're going to be mad on the other side. They told me that it was, and I'm mad, and this is a bad experience. Like, I remember when Trayvon Martin got killed and I was at work, and this older guy, that's my guy. He's dope. He's the dope individual. He was like, George Zimmerman definitely going to jail. I was like, no, he not. No, he not. And he was like, what's wrong with you? It's like, nothing wrong with me. I just know where I'm at. And as the trial played out and all the stuff was happening, and everybody was getting upset. And when the news said one thing, it was like, "Oh, he definitely going to jail." The other news said something else. "Oh, he's not going to jail." And I'm like, "Yo!" And then when they found him not guilty, people were like, "This is some bull." And then my coworker came back to me, says, "You told me that he wasn't going to jail. You knew how this country works." I was like, "Yeah." They wouldn't have did all of that for that. They wouldn't have gave this guy all these concessions like this if he was going to go to jail. you know. But the problem is, and then all the things he did after made people go, I should have locked him up. But we already knew how it was going down. But it was the media. You let the media control your emotions. Like, have you ever actually watched a court proceeding when people bring race into it? If you ever been in court when somebody brings race into it, they'll say, yeah, the court will even say, yeah, it's probably some bias in this situation, but let's carry on. Which means I know somebody about to get screwed if I know it's some unfairness baked into the cake. But let's keep going as if the unfairness ain't gonna be there. Um, it's not. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how these things end. But we're talking about the media, and then like I talked about a little bit earlier, you got people. Um, this is even with my own people, right? And I was talking to my lady about this morning about, you got people who don't really, Snuggles, what's up? You got people who their only idea is to put a stereotype out on a person. Like they can only view people in stereotypes. So the fact that you are viewing people in stereotypes and you don't think that's insulting to that person says something. And the reason why you view people in stereotypes, because that's what you gravitate to. What I mean by you let the media control you, knowing that you watch these are things. So you're consuming all of this different media, and because you don't cut it off, you don't stop to it, and it feeds into a certain narrative. All the people that you like, if you meet them in that group, now you're talking to them as if they're all the people you listen to alike, which is absolutely stupid. So you're too old to like it. People will watch a group of people and say, "Oh, that's how they act," and then until those public figures start talking in a different way and in a more well-rounded way, they go, "Oh wow, I didn't think those people could act like that or think like that. What are you talking about? Like, what are you? How stupid are you right now?" When you have all those videos like Darman, when they had those conversations of race or gender or whatever on the thing, and then they have the story at the end. So you see, the reason why I da 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 is because da 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 da. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Now you have to make material that that looks inspirational, so people could go, "Oh, I need to stop being stupid because the media. The reason I'm acting like this is because the media. I think you're stealing because the media." You mean to tell me you think I walk into a establishment and I just started stealing? Like, I'm have you ever went into a business and bought something or purchased something? Like, I'm gonna tell you something. As a black man, This happens far too often. People have this quote unquote fear of black men because of the media. You know, I'm sorry about that. I gotta tell my lady I'm doing something. Sorry about that. Hold on. Okay. So, as a black man, people, oh, you're going to be violent, and this, that, and the third. And what's interesting about that whole concept is because of the media, people take that approach. But because they take this approach, people do this passive aggressive thing to pick fights. And then when they pick these fights and pick these altercations, then they go, oh, you people are so violent. If I go to a store and I'm paying for something and I go to the register, there's no reason for you to get up on me. There's no reason for you to try to look over my shoulder to see if I put in my PIN number. There's no reason for you to watch me put in my card, and there's no reason for that. There's no reason whatsoever. There's no reason for you to bump me for no reason when you got space, but you just got to get in my personal space and bump me. There's no reason for that. There's no, like, a lot of people don't want to go there, but let's just go there, you know? Okay. You know. So then it becomes I'm sorry. And it's like, are you sorry or are you stupid? You know, there's no reason. Right. You know, the same thing, and I would see it with other groups. I remember when I was a young man, um, I was working a job. I had a job. I had a few jobs when I was in college. But one time I was working at a movie theater. And one of the managers was Indian and another was an Italian guy. And every time people would go see the Italian guy, it didn't matter who it was. Hey, mamma mia. And the guy was an older guy. He was like, I'm so sick of these people, man. Every time they look at my name, and all of a sudden I'm in The Godfather. My family's in the mob. They ask who's my family's in the mafia. Like, man, if I had family in the mafia, I would have these people killed for asking me this stupid stuff. And if he did have family in the mafia, why would he tell you? But it's so it made sense to you as a person to walk up to that man because of the media, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. That's a movie, bro. Let it go. Let it go. You see what I'm saying? Like, let it go. Like, even on the flip side, and I because of movies and news and television, this is why people don't kick. Let me say this way. A lot of times people don't realize Caucasians don't get their head knocked in because of the media. Because they're supposed to, they put out all these images of the good Samaritan, the good person, and the hero and the villain, and there's going to be some nice white person that comes along and saves the day and is good and kind-hearted, and then, or the smart, intelligent person who's a genius. And then when you go, listen, man, I just met you, you're a person, I'm a person. And then when you don't get these people this automatic deference, they lose it. Like, what's the problem? You're supposed to treat me better. Why? Why am I supposed to treat you in a certain way? Like, I'm treating you like, a person I just came across. I don't know you. I'm gonna give you space. I'm gonna give you respect. That's it. And then it becomes you're not doing what I want you to do. And it's like, bro, who told you I was gonna cater to your ego like this? But it was the media. Like, they told me that, Not Dylan Roof. What's the other guy? What's the half Asian, half white dude that was shooting up the campus? You know, in Elian, e, whatever the freaking boy name was. He killed himself at the end of the day. You know, in California, but they should talk to me. I'm smarter. Why are you talking to them? It's like, bro, shut up. You thought you was better than people because of the media. You know, Elliot Rogers. Thank you, Casual Observer. Elliot Rogers. That was stupid. Hella stupid. But at some point, when do you grow up and say, you know what, this media got me tripping? You got people, appreciate you, Casual Observer. You got people out here, grown people. I want to live my life like a TV show or a movie or a music video. It's like, bro, that's dumb. You know, well, how many ladies are following Sex in the City and thinking that's them? You know, I'm looking for somebody. I'm gonna be single and I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna be going to eat my girls and we're gonna be single and having fun. How's that working out for you? Not so well because hey, that was a TV show. How many of y'all were side chicks because of Scandal? Stupid. It's just stupid. You know, the same way they would say, man, how many of you guys wanted to be a rapper because, whatever shows and whatever, you wanted to be a gangster because of The Wire or, like, no, bro. No. Even shows like The Wire showed you what it was. The vast majority of the people in The Wire, if you count them, were either kids or grown adults. Man, Brother X, what's happening? You know. So you really think adults are out here, like adults are, you know what? I might be watching, I might watch BMF or Power, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna go somewhere thinking I'm Ghost or Big Meech. Like that is the dumbest idea of all time. Like I'm gonna go in here. Yeah, I'm about to get these keys, I'm about to get these bricks, you know what I'm saying? You about to come up, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be the king of the city. I'm taking over the world. Shut the fuck up. But are there people who believe that? Yeah. Same thing with, some of us are out here looking like utter fools in watching shows, emulating people at a certain age. It's like, bro, you grown, right? You know you grown. Yeah, I'm grown. So why are you emulating somebody, you know, you 30, but you emulating somebody 23? How does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? The media told me this is how I'm gonna get people. Like, all right. Then there comes this. Then I gotta just get into this part. Then there comes this part where it's so bad. What's up, Unc? It's so bad. You got people needing the media to emulate what an adult is when you're a damn adult. You got adults looking to the media to find their sense of masculinity and femininity when they're adults. I need to find my purpose. You're grown now. What you mean? You should have found your purpose a long time ago. Brother X Man, thank you. Like you should have found your purpose a long time ago. Like real talk. How don't you not have it by now? I'm still looking. How you still looking? Like real talk. How you still looking? What attempts have you made on fulfilling your purpose in life? It's been hard. What has been hard? In the 80s, I wanted to be like these people. In the 90s, I wanted to be like these people. In the 2000s, I want to be like these people. In the 2010s, I want to be like these people. In the 2020s, now it's about breaking the curse and generational wealth and legacy. And it's like, if you don't shut your stupid ass up, because now you're trying to tell me breaking generational curses became fashionable, and now you want to do it. Now you talking about legacy now because of the media. What the hell are you doing with your life? There's no reason why the media should make you actually grow the hell up. You mean the same media that lied to you is the same media that got to tell you to grow up, and you wouldn't have done either. You stayed stupid because of the media, and you grew up because of the media, and you don't see no problem with this. The media told me that eating all this fast food was great. Now the media is telling me that I need to get in shape or eat healthier. So I'm gonna listen now. I'm gonna follow instructions because the media doesn't steer me wrong. The media got you overweight and out of shape. The media got you sick. The media got you smoking cigarettes. The media got you drinking alcohol. The media got you eating foods that are not good for you. And you listened. You got sick this whole process, but you kept listening. Or is it you? When you gonna admit that's what you like? Can you tell the media, you know what? I know this is not good for me, but I like it. I like it more than I like the things that are actually good for me. The media told me I needed to buy the latest iPhone and the latest Android. So I gotta buy $1,000 phone, a 13, 14, $1,500 phone because of the advertisement. When we were kids, I wanted all the cereals on a commercial. I wanted to go to McDonald's because of the commercial. I wanted the Hot Wheels because of the commercial. I wanted the He-Man toys because of the commercial. The GI Joes and the Transformers because of the commercials. I wanted the Michael Jackson doll action figure, rather. And people don't know that was the 80s. Michael Jackson had action figures. He had the Thriller action figure, the Beat It action figure, I think a Billie Jean action figure. But I wanted the Mr. T lunchbox because of the commercials. I should not be in my 20s, 30s, and 40s looking at television like a child again, like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that iPhone. Oh, I want that Android. Oh, I want that. I want that. I like that car. I want that. I want that car. Oh, I want that shirt. Oh, I want that jacket. It's like, what? Uh, it's stupid. Am I? Forget you, Snuggle. Stop messing with me. But I'm just saying, it's like, when we gonna keep it real? Yeah, when you gonna keep it real with yourself? Because now you can't say you broke no more. Damn. The media made it so I can't say I ain't got it. I'm ashamed to say I ain't got it. Listen, man. How many of us on food stamps? How many of us walking around with food stamps in our pocket? Real talk. How many of us are like children, ashamed to go to the store and get food? We're not. We're adults. Most of us are not. The media makes me feel bad because I don't have a Lamborghini. What is a Lamborghini going to do for you? This is why you see everybody flossing the same exact way, because at the end of the day, the media controls the American dream. Everybody wants the American dream, and it's marketed to everybody differently. The American dream is marketed to white people differently. It's marketed to Hispanic people differently. It's marketed to black people differently. It's marketed to Asian people differently. And all those different groups, you know, and it's even marketed to Native Americans when it sparingly, but I'm guessing in their areas it's marketed differently because all it wants you to do is buy something expensive that people think that your group likes. That's it. That's it. Appreciate you, Jared. Like, that's it. Buy this nice car. This is what you people like. Buy these clothes. This is what you people like. Buy this jewelry. This is the type of jewelry you people like. Buy this type of home. This is the type of homes you people like. And fill in the blank whatever the you people are, you people or whatever people that you call you people at the time. Go to these restaurants because this type of food you people like. And it's like, why are you listening to these people? Like everybody has a smartphone now, right? We all have a smartphone. If you order something on your smartphone, if you look at something on your smartphone, if you view something on your smartphone, you Google something on your smartphone, you're gonna start getting advertisements on your smartphone for these things because now I'm advertising to you specifically. Why would that be? Why do these algorithms work? KD was hiding. Why do these algorithms work that way? Because marketing to people slowly that you can't get as much money blanket marketing to a group of people as you can with specific individualized marketing. So now I'm tapped into everything you like because now you see all these people who are so eclectic, even of all racial spectrums, of all religions. And then it's like, I didn't know those people like that. I didn't know those people like that. And that should let you know something. When the media realizes, damn, I've been marketing y'all all wrong. Let's go back a little bit. Let's just go back a little further. When Black Panther came out and did $1 billion, you know why the movie industry was like, what is this? How did that happen? Let y'all understand. Let's go down here. It was this idea, man. Appreciate you, appreciate you, brother Damon. It was like black people don't watch movies. Black people don't support. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, people don't want to see black people in movies. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it was like, wait, this movie made $1 billion? I think black people do support black movies, and I think other people want to see actual black figures. It's a problem, but let y'all tell it. Y'all believe the media, and if you've lived long enough, you know this ain't the first time this happened. Why y'all think in the 90s, when Eddie Murphy was making all them blockbusters from the late 80s to early 90s, that's why they stopped that then. And then Will Smith came behind him. Y'all forgot that. And then Samuel Jackson came behind them, but he was always in like a co-star role. Denzel couldn't get blockbusters back then, but people forget that stuff because it was all, you believe the media. See, Coming to America was a blockbuster. Harlem Nights was a blockbuster. The Beverly Hills Cop series was a blockbuster. I was about to say Trading Places, but not Trading Places. Boomerang. That's when they hit the fan. Like, oh, we can't have this. Wesley Snipes became an action hero. It's like, whoa. And all of this, man, this makes no sense. Wesley Snipes is the reason it was the beginning of Marvel being successful in the first place because Wesley Snipes did Blade. That's what got Marvel out of debt and got Marvel into the movie industry. But let the media tell you something else and you believe it. That's where we at with it. Now, I was watching The Harder They Fall on Netflix. And then I was watching, and something happened on I was looking at something on social media, and then it was bringing up the history of the Confederate flag and how the Confederate flag has a took the flag from the Native American, the Indians. And I'm gonna just say this as a black person: we need to stop trying to make Indians black. There are black people who were here with Native Americans, and we were here. Just because the Indians were darker doesn't mean that they were black. Okay, we were all black. No, Indians and black people don't look the same. We don't. We don't. Have we mixed before? Yes. But stop acting like, we look the same, because we don't. And manipulating the media and people manipulating history for their own benefit is part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, fam? And one of the other reasons I had to talk about, the media, because I was looking at a thing with this guy, Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee, I don't know if he's a comedian or something, but he was on a podcast with Brendan Schaub. I forget. I think it was like Mike Tyson podcast, but Brendan Schaub used to be a UFC fighter who became like a podcaster and a host. But I forget the other dude. I don't think it was Joe Rogan, but so Bobby Lee's on the podcast, and he's like, they're talking, and he said, when I was younger, I got molested by an older guy. When I was 9, I got molested by an older guy with Down syndrome. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, it came out of nowhere. They was like, what this? And they smirked and smiled. He was like, look, man, if y'all keep smiling, if y'all think it's funny, I'm going to leave. You're not going to disrespect me. I'm going to leave. Now, about an hour later, I guess Bobby Lee became part of my algorithm, right? There's this thing on Bobby Lee where he's on another podcast. And he's talking, and he's like, they're like, African Americans, this, that, and the third. And it's like, but you Asians are not oppressed like African Americans. Yes, we are oppressed. We just work harder. And he's like, ha, 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 I said it. And I was like, wait a minute. I saw you earlier not want to be disrespected because of what happened to you, but now you're laughing at disrespecting somebody. Yeah, okay. And it's the same person that's going to play victim. And what I'm saying is, this is why I don't understand how you believe media, because at the same time, this is what the media does. 1 minute it says something that the same person to say something you agree with, and the same person to say something you disagree with, and they'll be completely on totally opposite ends of the spectrum. So when they say believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, how the hell you believe in half of what you see with the media? Shouldn't you believe none of what you're hearing from them? Because if you got competing stations, and it's the thing about news and information, when you have competing entities, they're both telling you a half truth. We're right about this, and we're going to say they're wrong about that. We're right about this, and we're going to say they're wrong about that. But they're both telling you a half truth. And you sitting there listening to these stupid people because you're stupid enough to believe that this side that's competing with another side is going to tell you the whole truth. They're telling you exactly what they need to get you hooked into their system so they can advertise to you. That's what they're telling you. This is why you're too old to be into the media. What's up, Keenan, man? All this stuff is it doesn't make sense. What's up, Ace? So it's like, bro, like, what are we talking about? We acting like this because of the media influence and the media this. That's like telling me you getting bullied online and you can't cut the damn phone off. When you gonna cut it off? When you gonna stop looking? I'm just so addicted. Why? Some people have an addiction to adult videos. And now you're taking your adult video addiction out into the public, and you're interacting with other adults as if they're sexual objects like these porn stars. You're trying to have sex like they're these porn stars. And people are like, hey, whoa, slow down, playboy. It's the media. The media got me. No, no, no. You keep watching that. You keep trying to emulate that. That ain't the media. That's you. Same thing on the flip side. To get the bad coach, it's the media. No, that's you. Because you could cut that off at any time you want to, but you choose not to. So stop lying about, it's this and it's that when it's not. It's a lie. You know, a lot of people, man, I don't get it, you know, because people just don't want to admit at the end of the day, uh, the media is just a scapegoat for adults who don't want to take responsibility for their actions and they want to blame it on something else. So how about you just stand on what you're saying and doing and leave it at that and stop blaming the media for everything? Because if you want to go down that path, whether it's right or wrong, whether you haven't been down this road before and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out, whatever. Let me see if this is cool. Then let it be what it is. But 9 times out of 10, man, it's not the media. It's you. It's you. And the media is just the best excuse you got. Because if the media told you to come at me sideways and I punch you in your face because of it, you're gonna blame the media for you being out of pocket. You're gonna blame my response on the media too? No. I'm gonna say, look, I don't even know this person. I don't know this person. I came to you because of the media. The media told me, bro, I don't know who you even watching or listening to. I don't even know you. So don't approach somebody because of the media. Absolutely, Bruce. Like that becomes a problem. And the part of it started like I did a post and a brother responded and he was like, I think the live I did yesterday, and one of the brothers' response was something to the effect of, "You're right. Black people don't talk about politics and finance like that. I see it at the barbershop. These black people always talking about sports and entertainment at the barbershop." And in my mind, I was like, I look at the thumbnail and the person look black in the thumbnail. I'm like, bro, that's what people talk about sports and entertainment in the barbershop. That's not a black thing. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's called barbershop talk. Barbershops talk about sports and entertainment, just like beauty shops gossip. That has nothing to do with race. If you've been in any barbershop with anybody of any group or any race, people talk about sports and entertainment and media stuff. They do not talk about, politics all the time. It comes up, history comes up, but it's just general casual sports American talk that ain't designated to a group. But people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It gets ridiculous. So for me, I'm like, man, y'all gotta let this media stuff go, bro. Because this belief in the media doing this and that and the third, the media controlling you. And sometimes I don't want to be a puppet of the media. How you gonna say you don't want to be the puppet of the media and you regurgitating everything you hear on the damn media? If you don't want to be a puppet of the media, stop listening to them. Does the media actually look? Do I need to see what the weather is? Yes. Other than that, no. Do I believe in all of these shows and oh man, that was a great show and it was this, that, and that. I don't even believe all of. Let me explain something to y'all. I don't even believe documentaries anymore because I'm old enough to remember the information that these modern day documentaries left out when they're remaking documentaries. Like, whoa, whoa, what about that part? What about this part? What about that? Oh, okay, you making a documentary from this angle, and you slipping in. So, because see, now I can see when people slip in a little agenda and something that's like, yo, that was not in this thing years ago. And for anybody like, you know, yeah, exactly. Like when people bring up Martin Luther King, they never bring up Alfred. Nobody, it's like people don't even know who Alfred is. But you listening to the media. Martin Luther King died. His brother got killed too. Because his brother was going to be, they was trying to make his brother the next leader. We forget about that part. But the media, because that would have made it more egregious, about how the United States gets down. But I'm going to leave it at that, man. I got to go. It's time to go and do some things, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. So y'all like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.